be able to start this video by saying the French drain installation is completed. It has been so much work, we've put in so much time, and the yard was really at that point where things had to get worse before they could get better, and I'm so thankful to be past that. I thought we would chat for a little while. I've got a lot of housework I have gotten behind on, so I want to take you through today the process of installing those French drains, and you can follow along maybe while I do a little cleanup, but we'll talk through how we installed them, how we came up with the plan, and kind of just the general layout, and then I will take you outside and show you how everything looks now. If you're trying to understand just how French drains work, this might be a great video for you to watch. It may not have as much gardening as my normal videos do, however this project was very necessary. This is really all part of the bigger plan, and it will lead into the completion of the patio makeover, so bear with me as this video might be a little bit boring. Sorry guys, but here we are outside. We're going to start working on just making sure our plans are good to go. You can see us measuring and laying that out here and discussing the fact that one end of the septic tank fell inside the gravel area. We threw around the idea of using 4x4s and 6x6s, spacing them really far apart, but no matter what we did, it made it very awkward. We just weren't able to come up with a solution that I was happy with. Mainly because the septic tank sits at an awkward angle running away from the house. The pergola plan might be something we revisit in the future. However, we decided to forego that for the moment in the interest of progress. After all, this really started as a way to move water away from the house. And in turn keep the foundation dry. We did make sure that the gravel area was going to be square with the house because it would have been very obvious if it wasn't. I think it's pretty funny watching us work together, and sometimes you might think we didn't get along. We just have our own process we work through together, and we play off of each other's strengths, and it works really well for us. I'm always better at seeing the big picture, and Luke is always better at the detail-oriented things. I say always, but sometimes those roles reverse, and it's kind of funny to watch. I think we hold each other accountable though, and that's what makes it work. That might be some kind of strange metaphor for a successful marriage. Our dynamic might not work well for everybody, but we have been doing projects like this together for over a decade. And I think it works pretty well. This is probably boring to most of you, but it's important to know how much time we spend planning a lot of these things, and it really does make for a successful project when you spend that extra time laying things out and measuring them. Yes, there are some stains on the brick, and I'm well aware. The house is lime washed, so it's easy to touch up. It does bug me too, though. And I'm pretty glad we're doing the gravel because it will help prevent that from happening again. And digging a trench this way with a bucket isn't necessarily the easiest way to do it, but a trencher makes a huge mess, and we were trying to keep some things in the yard intact. There are a couple of important things you want to keep in mind when you're installing a French drain. It may seem obvious, but you need to make sure that it is sloped in the direction you want the water to flow. The second priority is making sure that you have enough room in your trench for gravel to go around your corrugated drain pipe. I think of it like a sandwich where you've got the soil, then gravel, then you have weed barrier wrapped around your corrugated pipe, and then you repeat gravel, then soil on top. I always think of French drains like the path of least resistance for water. I haven't mentioned this yet, but we were able to really help improve 2 areas of the yard while doing this project. It also made it possible for us to kind of improve on the flower beds that we created down by the apple trees. So because that area is sloped, it almost created like a terrace. So we took some of that dirt and placed it around those apple trees just for me to plant some perennials and things in, and it really helped with water runoff. Y'all don't even understand. I love to play in the mud. Don't be misled by the fact that I'm wearing gloves in this video. I was moving rose bushes and those thorns are rough. I ordered a couple of double file viburnum I can't say this. I ordered a couple of double file, holy moly, double file viburnums. Whew, say that 6 times fast. Anyways, Luke used the auger to help me plant them. I know this seems like a side quest, but without going into too much detail, this had to be done this weekend as well. I had to get all of these plants out of the way so he could smooth another area. We paid quite a bit to rent the skid steer and we wanted to make sure it was worth it. Also, I completely forgot to put on sunscreen and my shoulders got fried. Some of the plants I moved really didn't take it well, but nothing is dying. I just tried to keep everything as happy as possible because a lot of things were about to bloom, and thankfully these alliums are continuing on like nothing ever happened. Side quest completed, moving back to the trenches. We got the plastic put down around the foundation and used some gravel to go ahead and hold that down while we finished cleaning some things up and got ready to lay the French drains. Doing voiceovers makes me feel like I have a speech impediment. Anyways, I'm going to try to do this a little bit different. That is so much heavier than it looks like it is. Also, Luke didn't put the first scoop where I wanted it, and I was aggravated. He did better on the next one. I just wanted it up against the house. Clover got to come visit. There's the corrugated line that we used, or pipe. I'm exhausted here, you guys. I edited some of these clips out, but I look full zombie mode. So the French drain is already installed. You can see the plastic, and we're covering all that in gravel. Recruited the kids to help a little bit. It was midday, so I'm sorry for the high contrast shot here. It was really hard to get it focused. I need to get some kind of a, I guess like a filter lens for UV light. But yeah, this clip was taken the next day. So we got to that point that we laid the plastic down. That was around sunset. We were both exhausted, and this was on day 2.
Bear with me, y'all, because I have hours and hours and hours of footage, and it really doesn't do it justice to just not, I don't know, show at all how long all this took. You know what it makes me think of, though? It's like one of those Zen gardens.
It's our Japanese garden.
I let Luke have some time on the skid steer because I was tired. He's just kind of smoothing out all the little ruts we had made with the tracks on the skid steer here. And he made a boo-boo. Yep. My hands. I said, no. I think I actually said you're fired. The last time we rented a mini one like this, it was a different brand. The Kubota mini skid steer has like rubber tracks on it, which I like better. They didn't damage the ground quite so bad. But this thing seemed a little bit more rocky than the other, like teeter-totter vibes when you got a little bit off kilter. I don't guess we had any issues, but it makes you feel like it's gonna fall over every now and then. It's kind of an odd sensation. But you can't beat the maneuverability of these little guys. Maneuverability. See? I can't talk. I hold a microphone and I forget how to talk. It's infuriating. Okay. Come on, Luke. You can do it. You can do it. You see where the shovel is stuck in the ground over there? On the other side of him? That's where the edge of the septic tank is, so kind of stuck that there just to help us remember. I don't think it would be a good idea to drive that skid steer over the top of it. It would probably be okay, but we're not interested in trying that out. Come on, Luke. Oh, where'd he go? I'm doing some bossing. Okay. So next up, we're going to do the edging. You can't see this really well, but just a second, you'll move around and see this clip a little bit better. I found an arrowhead right here while we were talking. Did I get it on camera? He picked up a bottle cap, The previous owner of the house really liked Bud Lights in glass bottles. I bet we've picked up 2,000 Bud Light caps. We tried to make it into a game so the kids would help, and we call them doubloons if you really want to know. We don't find them super often anymore, but every time it rains, there'll be a couple wash up. If I had $1 for every Bud Light cap I've found on this property. Oh, all right, we moved a little. We still have not grouted the stone. Give me a break. We're busy people. I'm trying my best. I think I told him it wasn't low enough right there. When you're driving in and out, it like kind of just pushes things up. It had made these odd little mounds everywhere. Do 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 do. Like the Jeopardy theme song. Do 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 do. All right, bear with me if you want to fast forward to the end. If this is super boring to you, then you can skip through all this.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
Maybe I'll speed it up a little bit. Hold on. Okay, finally, progress. You can see the steel edging that we used. I changed clothes because it got hot outside. It was one of those mornings where it started out cold and then it got hot out. Anyways, we use the actual corner pieces they sell. I think we went with a whole piece. So this side's a little bit more shallow than the part that actually goes up against the house. But you can see, if you look towards the corner, the plastic where it comes out, and the French drain is already buried there, so it goes out into the yard. And I'll put a picture in of what we used as far as the outlet. They are working though. We tried to put some of the gravel in before we did the edging, and then we added this. It just had to be leveled out like manually. There wasn't really a way around it. Still making sure it's square with the house. I don't know why that was out of order. That was weird. And also, she's an idiot. Why is she in rollerblades sweeping? What in the world? I'm so happy to be able to show you guys this completed area. I'm so happy that this is done. It's a huge improvement from what we had before. It really creates an additional living space, and I can't wait to add some lounge chairs. I think that for now we're going to end up doing at least one large patio umbrella, possibly two back here. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's just a lot of work always doing these projects, but I'm very, very thankful, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. We went ahead and added some sod. You can see here the zoysia. It's not completely greened up, but we've been doing a good job of keeping We have been doing a really good job of keeping it watered, and the rain that we've had recently has also helped. So it has changed a lot already, and it should be filled in pretty quickly. We did not do a checkerboard pattern in this area. We wanted to be able to play croquet this summer.
I had so much footage from everything that we did the last couple weeks, and we had several projects kind of ongoing at the same time that I didn't think it did any good to try to compile all that into one long video, because it was probably going to be about 2 hours long. So if you do notice there's just some conflicting things between time sequences, it's because there's so much was going on at the same time. So I'm trying to just break up each project from start to finish, and then that way you have something that makes a little bit more sense as far as project wise, and when you're looking for videos you can pick and choose.
Appalachian sunrise meets my skin. Even
Thanks
with
for
my
watching this
eyes
week's
still
video.
closed,
Make sure you like,
feel
comment, subscribe,
it
and we will see you.
golden.
Introductions are
I
important.
follow only golden, golden things. Mountain Laurel high fives for miles in spring.